How's it going, everyone? Marco Moreno here, Christian Garcia. We're here at the Basics Crazy Jiu-Jitsu in Leesburg today, Thursday, March 26, 2020. And another day of the social distancing measures. School is still closed, abiding by the government announcement to remain closed, but we take this opportunity to make these live Facebook videos to stay in touch with our students and to say hi, stay connected, and to talk about Jiu-Jitsu, your training, how's it going at home. Ask us any questions regarding your access to your online videos in Grace University. Ask us questions about techniques, about anything, concepts. We're gonna talk today about Jiu-Jitsu concepts later with Jay, but first we're gonna talk about self-defense and particularly about the video in YouTube that we post that has 1.2 million views. How much is 1.2 million views?
1.2 million. That's a lot.
So, how was your day?
It was good. Actually went to the grocery store, get some groceries, and
How's
tried
the
to
people at the grocery?
some people were like trying to keep distance,
You saw a robot? You said you saw a robot, Christian?
Oh yeah, there was a robot cleaning the store. Yeah.
What do you mean a robot?
Yeah, it was cleaning.
Roomba?
Like no, it was like a big robot cleaning the store, like sweeping and mopping the whole thing.
Robots already
Yeah.
cleaning?
They're getting our jobs. But they're taking over.
Man.
Yeah, my daughter said, "Look, Dad, that's a robot," because they put like the googly eyes, the googly eyes.
Yeah.
And it was like going to like all the side.
You know how in these times there is always people who benefit from the chaos? In robots. Are taking.
Yeah, 'cause they don't get virus, they don't get sick. So
They're not gonna get sick.
They don't get viruses?
They don't get sick.
Computers get viruses?
Oh.
Sorry,
Oh, you're right.
I shouldn't hear it.
That's different type.
Different type of virus.
You guys, great day today. I went out and got a little bit of sun. You know, they say it's good to have that vitamin, whatever, D, just to get a little sun and just to breathe and try to boost your immune system. So I hope you guys are also resting. And you know another thing I did today? I stopped watching or reading too many news. You know, like the important news, I check like 2-3 things, and because there's a lot of misinformation too. Like I have groups on WhatsApp, and they keep sending like, and you don't know what to believe. You know? Fake news. So I don't even want to deal with that, and I just kind of like stay a little bit away from the news and just kind of like enjoy what I have at this moment. So
yeah, they try and put more fear into people and like to people's head.
I mean, it's okay to tell people to, hey, be careful and wash your hands and this and that, you know, but like Jiu-Jitsu, right? We learn here fear, panic, overreaction. That sometimes is even worse, right? Intelligence, taking your measures, be calm and react the most efficient way is the way we should all, I think we should
Keep it safe.
respond.
Del says he loves and misses you guys.
Who's that?
Del?
Delmar?
Yes.
What's going on, Delmar? I hope you're good and safe. You guys, let's talk about the video.
Sure.
So maybe 2 years ago, there was a very famous viral video that went all over the internet of this lady teaching a rear choke defense, right? And there were actually 2 videos, right? One was teaching that you use your chin to dig your chin into the attacker's arm, and that will let the attacker go, and the other one's the lady using the machine slot technique, right? But they became very, I guess, because it was very well produced by a famous, I don't know, magazine or online media platform, you know, it got a lot of views. But then we in the Jiu-Jitsu community were like, man, I don't know about those techniques, you know. And even though we say there is no right or wrong, right? When it comes to self-defense, anything that can get you away, can get you safe, if it works, then it's great.
Whatever it takes to survive.
Whatever it takes when it comes to survival, right? What we do in Jiu-Jitsu is just give you this approach, these theories, these more tools on your toolbox when it comes to self-defense. So that's why I put the video to teach us what we do in Jiu-Jitsu, to teach the viewers, right? What can you do with Jiu-Jitsu? And this video, man, I posted, we did it with Ricky, really fast, like, Ricky, let's come here. And he was here, and we didn't even rehearse or anything. You know, it's like, just do the videos, and somebody hold the phone, and I just taught the techniques that we always practice here in our classes. And then this video, for some reason, became viral, and now has like 1.2 million views, right? I cannot even, and has a lot of comments, you know. The comments are hilarious. Yeah, people is like insulting me. People making fun of my accent. People, all another people saying, "Hey man, it's
So
good."
you good and bad reviews, like any.
Yes, but I love reading them. You know, I love reading them, especially the ones that are fun, make fun of me and the techniques. Is so fun, you know. And I was like, man, that's awesome, because I don't take it personal, you know, because those people commenting, I don't know them, you know.
Keyword fighters.
Yes, I don't know. Yes, maybe they're at their house. Maybe they're not happy with their lives, so they go and they just bombard anything that they see. They're not doing anything.
That's
right?
They're keyboard fighters.
At least I'm here trying to do something, right? Teach something. So, but I leave the comments, you know, because there's a feature to erase, to censor, to that.
Yeah, you have rights to do whatever you want.
Yes,
if you don't like, you dislike a comment, you can delete it.
Yes, but I leave them on because I love to have fun. You know, I read it as if I'm reading the comments for somebody else. You know. So the video has 1.2 million views, and I don't know how or why. I think it's because of Ricky. People.
He's good looking.
He's good looking. And I'm just kidding.
The beer.
Maybe it was his beer, Ricky's beer, I think. Called people's attention. But anyway, so I'm gonna show you guys the techniques that we show on that video. Maybe I'll throw more details, because on that video we try to make it fast. You know, nowadays people don't pay too much. If it's a video of like more than a minute, then people just skip it. There's so many things to watch, you know. But yes, a rear choke from behind. Should we do it?
Yes.
Is anybody watching?
Yes, we have your mom, your brother. No, just kidding, just kidding. Noel, Brenda, Delmar, Erica's watching.
Erica.
Carolina.
Erica.
Carolina's watching.
Carolina.
Hey,
Yes.
we miss you.
Carolina. From...
Carolina. Used to works here.
Carolina.
She's watching.
Nice to see you. So good. I hope everybody's safe and good. So let's go with this technique, Christian. So, okay. So rear chokes from behind, right? So we talked about in that video about 3 approaches, right? 3 stages of the choke, right? The first one, the guy coming, but let's say the guy comes very like leaning forward, right? Like it's not somebody who comes like slowly like this, like very timid, right? If somebody is really gonna choke, it's not gonna be like this or okay, is gonna be maybe like jumping over, like going forward.
Surprise
Right?
attack.
So the idea is that approach, right? So first, Christian, lean forward first, like, yes, no, more. You have to, this elbow all the way. See that? He's not being a good bad guy because
I think he's shorter though too, and I think because he's a little bit shorter too.
He's shorter?
Maybe shorter. That's why. Make yourself taller, Christian.
Sure.
Make it.
So that's the idea. Go back, right? One more time. So when you feel that, right, you go to your knees because he's leaning so much. You lift. See that? You can lift because he's almost on your back. Okay. One more time, please, Christian. So jump. So boom, boom. You lift. Okay. Because he's already on your back. Okay. So I'm gonna use my legs first to protect, to put him on my back, and then I extend my legs to flip him over. Okay. So
you're gonna tell me this time?
yes. So look, guys, I'm here. I'm minding my own business. Hey, somebody comes. It's leaning so much that I can go here. Look, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Knee on belly. Okay. Now, in the video I posted, people were saying that it's gonna be too hard and I cannot do it against a bigger opponent. You guys, you can do it. First of all, you have to practice. You have to have technique, okay?
I feel like you're using my momentum to push me over.
But also, he's leaning forward. If he's not leaning, right? Like actually, you do it to me, but don't lean forward. If you're doing something like this, then look, it'll be hard to lift him. Now, Master Hickson Gracie has a way to lift somebody who's not leaning forward. I'm gonna show that later. It's not on the video, but I'm gonna show in a second. So this one right here is when they lean forward. You feel their weight on your back, right? So hopefully you create, first you have to train base, okay? First you have to train being base, okay? More here.
Please.
So first you have to train your legs, and that's something that comes for months of practice in Jiu-Jitsu. You have to have a good base, any technique that you do, right? And for martial arts in general, right, the base is something that is something that we teach the kids the first day. We push them, we pull them to have a sense of like balance, right? So of course, if you don't have a balance, right, you don't understand how to position your body in a solid way, then you might fall over before you take him down, right? So that's like any technique requires practice. But the idea is that, right? That, one more time please, Christian, that guy comes, you feel him on top of you, you bend your knees here, head forward, and then you grab here, look, okay? Boom, boom. 1, 2, okay? One, last one, this time I throw it. So, feel here, 1, 2. Okay, go. Cool. So, now, if this time, one more. This time, one more time. This time, don't lean towards me.
Okay.
So you choke me, but yes. So I don't feel him leaning on top of me so much. Now, Master Hickson teach this. You walk back. See that? And now he gets picked up. You see that? So he doesn't jump on my back. I back up and I put him on my back. This he showed, remind me to put the link on the video where he practiced with Budo Jake on the Budo videos. Master Hickson teach this concept. And I saw him also in a seminar where when you're here, the guy is not leaning, right? So when you do here, it's hard to lift, right? In this case, you move back. Now he's up. Now he's on your back, okay? Sorry. Okay, but one more time without leaning, please, Christian. If you don't want to lift anybody, the idea also could be of just stepping and turning, and you are here, you're out. When he's choking and he's not leaning, he's just kind of neutral, okay? He's just kind of neutral. So always protect your neck and tighten up your neck. Always come here with your hands. This is the first thing. Right, look, step. Here, one, and you always turn towards the guy's bicep. Okay, here, look, and then you're out. Call the shoulder dip. Okay, so you're, oh man, what's going on? So you're here, you feel like you cannot lift, right? So you go here, look, step, one, and then look, this shoulder, you dip in, right? When you can insert this shoulder in, you are pretty much gonna be in good. So boom, a little closer, Christian, closer, closer. I cannot turn. Yes, you cannot turn if you don't have a little step. Stay tight, Christian, stay tight, tight, tight. 1, 2. See, that sometimes takes 2 turns with this shoulder. But that's, yeah, a little turn, a little walk, and then boom, turn the shoulder in. So, boom, right here, step. Once you have the shoulder in, here, Christian, choke, 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 for real, for real, for real, choke, 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 100%, 100%. What do you feel?
Just
what do you feel?
I don't feel like.
Why not?
Because I'm not in the right angle.
No right angle. And what about this shoulder?
It's like, yeah, it's on the way.
This shoulder is making a wedge. Okay, so now he's choking here, but he's not choking here. I keep turning around. Boom. Once you get that shoulder in, you're in good shape to escape. And of course, boom, boom, boom. Which bonus tip for you guys? Can you get the ground, please?
Yes. See it? You see it there? You see it?
Hooks. Choke. Choke here. It's the same escape for when somebody's got your back on the ground. You also move the hips, turn towards him, towards the choke, and now you're gonna start escaping out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Same thing, right? So almost always turn like I'm here, right? Christian, go for a choke. No, on your knee, sorry. So, yes, choke, 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 choke. How do I escape here? I'm sitting up. I turn, look, boom. Now he's on top, yes, but I'm not getting choked. I start escaping, bringing my legs. Okay? So same principle, standing, right? Go ahead, Christian, choke without leaning. So he's not leaning, I'm here. It's not this way. You still can get choked when you go this way. It's this way. Oh. Now you're here, right? And now you have to decide. You disengage, you take the fight to the ground, right? That will depend on the scenario. Main thing is you don't get choked. Okay, one more, last one. And the last technique we show in the video is when, yes, when they come and you are being pulled. So here it's gonna be hard to lift, right? Of course. Sometimes even hard to get the shoulder dip. But on this one, you step back. 1, 2, and then you chop here. Okay, and now you're out. Okay, guys. So because, let me do it one time as a bad guy. Because when the guy comes, he used his body as a way to support your body, right? So when he comes for the choke, don't move, Christian. Grab my arm right here. Let me pull you. Look, what's happening right here? Christian is being pulled back, right? And look at my body. I'm pulling him like this, right? When Christian is in front of me, it works for me. But when he turns, do the 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and freeze, freeze. Look, all of a sudden, me pulling back because he did that turn, now find me off balance. You understand? When he does that turn, because I was pulling back, now the position is that he's on balance because his head is forward, and I'm off balance because I was pulling. So all he has to do now is chop my leg right here, and then finish. Cool. Okay, one more time with the pull back. Right, when you feel pull back, 1, 2, chop. That's the easy part. Okay. What some students messed up on this one is when they turn, they go 1, 2 wide, maybe, right? Or maybe the head is back. Look, this is not a good turn. Okay. When you turn, you have to turn your feet close and your head forward, so he cannot pull you back. Okay? Another very common mistake, students don't turn too much. Okay? Students turn 1, 2. This is not enough. You have to rotate more. 1, 2. Look. Head forward, feet not so wide. Master Harrison doesn't like legs wide because you chop and then you fall too. When you have feet closed, you chop, but you stay stable. You don't go down with him. Okay? Now, bonus for you. The choke here one more time, please, Christian. Yeah, the pull back. Now look, this choke, his leg is forward. Why is it forward? Because he had to have it forward to pull me, to offer the support for me. But as I turn, take the foot back. Take the foot, this foot, step it back. I go for the first one. See that? So you can combine also, right? One more time on that one. Look, when I turn, Christian, take the foot out. See that? So you switch to the third one we thought. I show like right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of concepts, you guys, to practice. I'm gonna do a quick review of all of them right now. Okay. First, leaning, Christian. First he leans. Come here. Boom. 1, 2. He grabs. He does not lean. I move back. And then he goes. 2, 3. He doesn't lean. Right? I'm here. Go. Here. Okay? Yeah, take down. Boom. Hook. Okay? And 4. He pulls back. I do my 4. And 5, he takes his leg out. Got it? And the last one is that we did it on the ground. Bonus. Right? Go for a choke. Yes. So you can getting choked here. You always have a few seconds to escape. Okay? So right now, tighten up. He starts squeezing a little bit. Start squeezing. 1, 2, 3, boom. Right? And now you're out. So hopefully you know where to turn before you pass out. This choke takes a few seconds, and then on the video I said a good phrase that everybody kind of make fun of is in Jiu-Jitsu, we eat chokes for breakfast. And I said that at the moment because what I was trying to say is like, we practice chokes every day.
You get chokes all the time.
Chokes is like
tap out.
Chokes is like we understand how it works, different ways to get it, how to get out, right? So
we know how to apply it.
We know how to apply and how to defend it. Now, man, a bonus. Bonus.
Achievement unlocked.
People watching?
Yes, 11 people.
Should we get a free dancing?
Maybe towards the end.
Free giveaway?
Oh, a giveaway.
Yes.
Right now, man. Because if we give
Not
it to
right
them now,
now,
if we do a giveaway, they're gonna log. Okay, I won, and then they log off.
We do it right now. At the end.
Yeah, at the end.
We're gonna do a free giveaway.
So they stay on.
Stay tuned.
So they stay on.
You guys, last one, okay? Actually, I got this from Hiron Seminar. So, look. Let's say Christian were here, wrap my neck here, right? So now I started to come here, right? I started to do this. But now, you put this foot on the ground, move your hips that way towards me. Now you got me here. Right? No. Oh yeah, maybe yes. Sorry. One more time, you look guys. So let's say Christian is choking, right? Even connect the hands like this, right? I'm doing my escape, right? But then he moved the hips this way, pulled me with this leg, and now he start taking me this way. Put the hook again, right? So now this happened. One more time. So now you can do this. Look. First of all, don't let them grab your neck first. Okay? Don't get the why? Master Hansen will get mad because he'll say, "What? Why you let them get all the way here, right?" But we just do this sometimes for exploration, sometimes to just think about what will happen, what will you do, right? But when I'm here, yes, Christian start doing that. Look, just throw your leg this way, right?
And get the hook.
And he didn't get the hook. One more time. Look, you're getting choked. Go to the side, right? Here, start turning towards the bicep. Christian, put the foot up. Now look, he doesn't have a hook. Look, I go here. Right? And now he start climbing. I keep being here. Start turning. Nice. And now he's skating. Okay? It's a good one. Extra bonus for you guys. Cool. So those were the techniques that we show on that video in our YouTube channel. The video that got me 1.2 million views. So cool. Can I make money?
Like
with a video?
You trying to become a YouTuber, bro?
No. You are trying to become a YouTuber.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You guys, Christian wants to be a YouTuber. Please support him. Are you already have the channel? No.
I gotta make one and trying to work on like what kind of content.
Give away a gi. Give away a gi first.
By Jiu-Jitsu or
Man,
anything?
I might give them if I get 100 subscribers.
Give away your Elio Gracie gi.
Yes.
Elio Gracie gi,
Autographed.
If I get 100 subscribers.
If you get 1,000 subscribers.
Man.
1,000?
But first you have to create a YouTube channel first.
Yes.
I think that's important. You guys?
It's a technique.
Alright. We'll
We
talk
lost
about
half
that
of our
later.
viewers.
So send your comments, your questions, and go to our YouTube channel to watch the video.
What's the YouTube channel?
The basics,
The basics.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, which by the way, all our previous live Facebook streams, we are posting it on the YouTube page too.
You have some previous tournaments there too, right? Like the matches.
Yeah, other videos. I have interviews. Oh man, later I can talk about the interviews. I interview Hiron, I interview Horion, I interview Helson. Those are in the YouTube channel too. So you guys, thank you and cool. Continuing with the programming. Yes.
More self-defense, guys.
Here today, Jason is back. He's gonna talk to us about more concepts. Techniques are awesome, but if you have concepts, weapons, later on. We already taught self-defense. That's pretty good. Maybe tomorrow, we're gonna talk more about the weapon defenses. Cool, guys. So let's talk about concepts in Jiu-Jitsu. The idea that when you're learning a technique, let's say an attack, you're also learning the defense if you think about it, right? You see the two, right, Jason? Jay? How's it going, Jason? Jay?
What's up, guys?
Jay here. Jason, what do you guys have in store for us?
What was it Monday?
Monday.
I was here, and we had a concept of understanding the why behind the how, and then we gave car theory, and it was such a tremendous success. And I'm telling you, my Facebook feed is blown up with people saying, when are you going to come back and teach another theory?
2.4 million
Because
views.
techniques are great, but
Are
theory...
you getting my 1.2 million views?
I'm trying. So techniques are great.
Yes.
They are great. Because you learn them, and you learn that one technique. But if you have a concept, you can apply that concept to many different techniques. So years ago, I read an article, and I couldn't tell you who the author was, and it wasn't very long, but it made an impact. And the article was titled something like The Fastest Path to Black Belt. And I was intrigued, so I read the article, and the author's point, and I'll summarize it as best I can, was that it was learning from both sides of the technique. And just like Marco said, when you are learning how to do a technique, if you know what to look for, you are simultaneously learning the defense of that technique. If somebody is teaching you an escape to a technique, you are simultaneously learning how to sharpen that technique to make it better, right? Because now you start to understand the vulnerabilities of your technique. So I thought we would try to do that. Maybe walk through a technique, have you teach the technique, Jay, and then we will look at the technique and break it down on the defensive side and how anybody can do this with pretty much any technique that they learn, right? Just like Marco did with the choke. It's essentially what you just did was you took the choke, and you said, okay, this is what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do. This is my escape opportunity. And a lot of times that's how it works. So Jay, would you, let's do the Kimura. I think this is a really good one.
Maybe this angle here?
Which
Which
way?
so you can see the Kimura. Maybe this angle here. This is, I'm going to Kimura this arm here, right?
Gotcha.
So standard Kimura, you guys. We're in the guard. Right here, Jason gives me the indicator. Maybe he does a push-up. I ride with him. As soon as I feel the knee, elbow, feet, hips, lace, grab, hips. And then look at the angle. 1, 2, 3. Cross the feet. Extend. Take out the slack. Side crunch. Finish. So there's a lot of things there that I want in order to achieve that final position.
A lot of steps.
There's a lot of steps.
Now, when a lot of people ask, they'll come to you and they'll say, Jay, what's the defense to the Kimura? And in their mind, they're talking about the defense from here. Like, what do you do when somebody has you in the Kimura and you're right here and everything is already locked in? What do you do? Well, at that point, you've kind of missed a lot of opportunities. So now my new question, when somebody says, well, what's the defense to anything? The arm bar, the triangle, the rear naked choke. Instead of saying, well, this is my defense to it, I say, where are we at in the process? Because if I can catch it early enough, then it's a lot easier to defend.
So it's a system of defenses along the way to that final position.
And Hiron, when he was here, not this last time, but the time before that, he talked about preventing progress, right? So if you know what somebody's intentions are, you can prevent their progress, and that helps a whole lot. So let's go back to that basic Kimura, and let's talk a little bit about what Jay wants to do and what maybe I want to do as the person he's trying to do this technique
Starting from the first thing. Starting from the very first thing.
Right? So very first thing that Jay did early on was he had my posture broke down. So anytime you're inside somebody's guard, generally speaking, you don't want to have your posture broken down. That's one. But I had my posture broken down. So the second thing you wanted to do was what, Jay?
Get your hands on the mat or on the ground.
This was the indicator for the Kimura, was my hands being on the ground. So what did I just learn defensively? I learned two things. One, don't let them break your posture down. And 2, if they do break your posture down, don't put your hands on the ground. Those are the indicators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing that you started to do was what? From here you needed to
Open the legs, hip out.
you need to start to
Create an angle.
create an angle and sit up, right?
Right.
So this is what Jay wants to do. Well, since I know that's what Jay wants to do, I want to start to prevent that early on. So one of the best ways to prevent that early on is to have this control to where he doesn't have the ability to control my posture, and I'm able to kind of control his. In this position, I always tell people, you don't have just 2 weapons. A lot of times people think you only have your hands here, but really you have 3 weapons. I have both my hands, my arms, my head here. So if Jay tries to sit up here, I'm going to use my head to keep him back down. And what's interesting is when Jay tries to sit up, the very first thing that comes off the ground is his shoulder. And so when I use my head to try to push him back down, I usually want to put my head right here on his shoulder. And my understanding of how this works is kind of like a car antenna. If you saw a car antenna and you wanted to bend the car antenna, you wouldn't grab it at the base near the hood, right? You would grab it at the tip. I don't want to try to push Jay back down here, it's too hard. But here, right on the shoulder, I can keep him down a lot easier because I'm using leverage, right? Am I still in frame? I feel like I'm moving towards the front door. Pretty soon we'll be in the parking lot.
Guys are good.
Close for business.
All right? But maybe Jay's able to get up just a little bit higher. Before I can get my head in there, I use both my hands, I grab a hold of his shoulder, and I push him back down using all my weight, and then again I go right back to here, and then hopefully back to a posturing position. So, let's review. Make sure that you maintain posture inside somebody's guard. Don't put your hands on the ground. If he starts to sit up, use your head and arms to keep him down. But if he starts to sit up, and he gets a little angle, and maybe my head's not enough to get him down, I grab 2 hands on the top of the antenna, right here on the shoulder, and I push it back down, I get my arms back to center, and then I go back to a posturing position. So now we're starting to get a lot deeper into the technique. As Jay starts to add more steps or gets farther into the technique, my defense starts to get a little more serious, right? So the next thing up is Jay starts to sit up. He gets up and over, and I'm unable to get his shoulder pushed down. Now right here is kind of an interesting opportunity. A lot of people need to open their legs in order to finish or to even get up into Kimura position. Right? There are certain people with long legs, very flexible, strong abs that can sit up. Long legs, very flexible, strong abs?
Next time. Quickest path to long legs.
They can get into this position without
unlocking their legs.
Without uncrossing their legs. But if the person has their legs open, let's turn this way. This is a little. If they open their legs, there's a little opportunity here. And this goes back to a whole nother theory. If I can see the back, I can take the back. And since I can see Jay's back, I'm going to try to take his back. So what I do is I hold his ankle down. I extend my leg opposite of the arm that's trapped, and then I shoot this knee up as high towards his back as I can, and I work towards his back. One more time. I don't have much time here because I'm not too far from him pulling me back and starting to work his angle. But right here, right now, in this 1 second, I can grab his leg on this side, extend my leg back, and then I shoot it all the way up towards his head, and I sit back and I take his back.
So you're using my legs, the opening of my legs.
So I know
in this instance, you know I need to open up my legs to create the distance. The angle.
Absolutely.
To loop it. So if somebody doesn't uncross, you know, because you have your sensors.
Right. I realize, and then that'll be the next level.
The next level.
So because I understand the technique of everything that you have to do, I know that there's an opportunity there that's really quick. And I like that. I find myself using that escape a lot. But every now and again, you get that person that doesn't have to uncross their legs. All right? So a little bit deeper into the technique, man, and my window and my escape opportunities are starting to close. You have a question from the audience?
If they don't uncross their legs, what do you do?
This is it. We're going
I
right now.
I
Thank
was
you
jumping
so much.
on the next slice
She's
already.
feeding me. She's giving me the. So here, Jay,
Am I gonna attempt this?
can you do it? I think you can do
I don't
it.
know if I can physically.
I think if
do
we
this.
all,
Why don't you switch?
Why don't Mr. Marco with longer legs? That way you can show somebody. Cause
guys, if you want Jay to try this with his legs uncrossed
Go gadget legs.
or crossed, give us a thumbs up.
give us a heart. If you want somebody with
No,
long
nothing.
legs.
Sorry.
If you think I need a new partner,
You're not
Give us
getting
a
any
heart.
thumbses.
so here goes.
I don't see
Jay,
any.
you can do it. You can do it. Sit up. You can do it. Look at that, amazing! Did your hands
I
connect?
didn't get it. No.
His hands are
There
like.
we go.
He's got
Yeah.
it. All right. This happens. His next thing to do is start to create the angle. So my opportunity to escape here is my window starting to close. So this is what I do. I post my leg. I grab the inside of my leg as deep as I can, and I start to bring my knee down. And I'm on this other side, back side of Jay, I'm going to posture up my leg. And the reason I'm doing this is because I know two things. I know, one, Jay wants my arm out and away from my body, kind of bend at this angle. And two, he wants to run his hips which way? Towards the arm. You want your hips going that way. So what I want to do is prevent that from happening. So I grab the inside of my leg, and I come this way with all my weight. Now I built a wall so that Jay can't run his hips. Run your hips that way, Jay? He can't do it. Now what's interesting here is Jay is still pretty strong here. He's right inside, relax just a little bit. He's right inside his workspace. He's right inside where we're all very, very strong with big back and chest muscles. If I was to ask Jay to do a bench press here, he'd be very strong in that position. But as I start to lift his arms up this way, he starts to become a whole lot weaker. He's not as strong there. So go back to the technique, lock it up. I step my leg, I grab the inside, I close my leg, I switch my hips so that he's on his side where he can't shrimp out or get out to the angle he wants. And now I'm going to lean forward a little bit here so that Jay doesn't have that big strength in his arm. I'm trying to get his arm up over his head. And a lot of times from here, they're just going to let go, and then I just go right back to center. It's a little uncomfortable as I start driving my
Especially
weight
if
forward.
I keep my legs crossed. You know,
My weight forward just a little bit.
it's good.
And that was the last.
There's one more.
Wow.
One more.
Also, if I break, I remember this.
One more.
If I break
But they
the
should. I've given them so much already. I don't think they're ever gonna get to this point where they would need this technique. So maybe I shouldn't show them.
maybe.
They should never
I think
get
you're
Emergency escape.
overestimating
you know.
my memories.
This would be the emergency.
The
This would be emergency, right?
the emergency escape. And I'm trying to think of the best angle to go for this.
Maybe
side.
straight on, maybe?
Yeah, maybe straight on.
You're good.
So
Are we
maybe
good? Are we good here? Maybe this way.
maybe another recap of everything we've talked about so far.
from the
So-
earliest.
From early, right? Don't let them control your posture. You should always have good posture inside somebody's guard. But if they get your posture broken down, don't put your hands on the mat. If you don't want to get Kimura, don't put your hands on the mat. Your hands should be here to the inside. But if your hands go to the mat, don't let him start to sit up. Use your head. Get back to the inside. If he starts to sit up a little bit and your head's not enough, 2 hands on the shoulders, grab the top of that antenna, force it back down, get your arms back inside. If he's able to sit up and he locks it up and he oh yeah, right here I got this spot. So before he closes his legs, I control this leg on the opposite side of the arm, I extend, I shoot high towards his head, with my knee, and I take the back.
Oh my gosh.
He sits up, but now he gets his legs closed. So here, I posture my leg, I grab inside, is this the hamstring? Is that what that is?
Behind the knee,
Behind the knee, I shift,
The leg bicep.
the leg bicep.
This, what
I like this other leg up because this is going to allow me to drive forward and start to take some of that strength away from Jay. And then I just wait here. I wait here. If he lets go, then I come back to center. And then the very last technique.
Man.
Goodness.
Very last. After this, I think it's just tap, right? After this, it's
You're
tap.
done.
Let's come back a little bit. I think we're right up in the camera. All right, so here we are. Jay starts to sit up. He starts to lock his legs. I base my leg. I grab inside my leg. I start to shift. But Jay is so strong. And how would you rip this out, Jay?
I'd push it south towards your feet and pull it away from your leg.
And you're kind of using this leg on the same
Yes.
side to kind of push me away,
Yes.
right? And he kind of unhooks my arm.
So it's like down and around, kind of down and around.
So right here, I'm really, really quick. All he's got to do here is like shift his hips, and then I'm in trouble, right? So this is my last ditch effort. I'm going to try to straighten my arm just a little bit so that he can't bend it, because he wants it bent, so I want to straighten it just a little bit. I'm going to pop up, I'm going to kind of tripod, I'm going to fall, and as I come inside, I'm bringing my hand towards my chest. I kind of hold his pants. If I can, I grab like a half guard, but I'm doing this so that Jay can't get back up on top of me, because what Jay wants to do is maybe sit up on top and go here. So I stay here, and then all I have to do is kind of rock the baby with my arms. And what happened, Jay?
You Kimura the Kimura
I Kimura the Kimura.
You were the Kimura E. You became the Kimura
Marco, what's the better angle for that? I don't know what.
I think you had a good angle.
Was there a good angle?
This angle? I'll try
Maybe
this
a little more like.
Maybe this way, this way.
Diagonal.
Because the magic kind of happens. The magic kind of happens as this
can
arm
look at that
kind of
arm.
extends, and then it's going to come in right back to my center line and come right up from my belly button to my chin. So Jay, he gets the wrist, he sets up, he gets his feet crossed. I post my leg, I grab inside my leg, I start to shift, but it's not enough. He's able to, with strength, pop my arm out. I do a quick kind of extend because I don't want it bent. I kind of tripod up, and I, what do you call this, Jay? Like take the pants?
Yeah, take
Almost
off the pants.
pants off, and then kind of fall to the side as I bring my hand to the inside of my chest. And let's maybe turn this way, maybe right here.
Yeah, like that. Perfect.
And from here, this hand that's on the bottom, I just start to bring my hand up and drop back.
Ooh.
And I'm kind of getting Jay.
Where do you feel it, Jay?
In the shoulder. My shoulder.
And what's weird is you can't
Top
let
shoulder.
go, right? It's you because his arm. I'm doing this with his
Yes.
arm. I'm taking my shoulders, pushing this down, and my hand is bringing his hand up. So it's a Kimura, but it's the reverse of the Kimura.
And I think if the person lets go,
Sneaky.
you'll be out of the Kimura. I think that's their inclination is to let go of that.
Right.
You know, when they get all stacked and they're all contorted in this position, to let go, which is good for you either way. You let go of it or you finish with your own Kimura.
Right. Because I went from being almost submitted to kind of reversing it.
Right.
But I don't recommend ever going that deep. That's like your emergency escape. Maybe if I was with you and we were working on the steps, I would let it go. But I wouldn't want to do that. Definitely, I wouldn't want to do that with somebody that I didn't know, right? Because one, it's dangerous for me, but it's also extremely kind of dangerous for you if you don't know what's going on.
Right.
But so if you take any technique and you kind of walk it backwards or walk it forwards.
So you just use the Kimura as an example, but
Just
this.
an example, you could do this with any technique.
They
Right?
just did it with choke.
They just did it with the choke. If we were to do the
Armbar,
triangle,
triangle.
the triangle, go real quick. Like what do you want for the triangle? We talked about this.
Same thing. Posture down.
You want
Boom, boom.
right. So he wants this here. He wants this triangle set up position. So what's the very first thing that I want to never let happen if I always want to avoid the triangle?
One arm in. I'm sorry. 2 arms in. 2 arms
Here,
out.
I'm always 2 arms in or 2 arms out, but I'm never 1 arm in, 1 arm out. But then if you get this, what do I need to do? I need to work on either getting this arm out or getting this arm in.
Posture is always good too. Posture.
And if you get it locked up, and then I can't get this in, the next thing is for you to start to bring this arm up and over, so I don't want that to happen, and then I'm going to try to work. So every technique, as long as you know how to do the technique, you also know
The defense.
the defense. And if I was teaching the defense to the triangle, and I said, guys, you know, as soon as he uncrosses his legs, that's your time to posture up. Well, you know at that time, to make your triangles tighter, you want to hold my head so that when you uncross your legs, you can't
Right.
posture up.
Right.
So you can do this on both sides of any technique. You can learn how to defend by learning the submission, and you can learn how to make your submissions better by learning how somebody is
Right.
likely to escape.
You know what I need for a triangle. So in order for you to know what I need for a triangle, you're gonna stop those things from happening.
Absolutely.
Same as
Absolutely.
with the Kimura.
Absolutely.
You know, I need the angle.
Jason, we have a question. What do you mean by take off your pants?
I was waiting for
In
that.
the Kimura,
Was that- did somebody really ask that
no,
question?
yes.
Say, take
Sam,
off. No, he's
take
like,
off the
You
pants.
said-
What does it mean?
That's
So-
what you called
So
it.
how do we do that? So Jay has his
And
legs,
why do you
like-
call it take off the pants?
because it's what basically his legs are wrapped around my waist.
Can you explain again?
His legs are wrapped around my waist.
You can just do it by
Yeah.
following this.
So I'm just kind of trying to get myself up and then let his legs go down, almost similar to what I would be if I was taking my pants, and then I fall to the same side as the trapped arm. And now, since my hips are free, I'm pretty much free. What makes the guard so powerful here is that he has control over my hips. Once I'm kind of able to get his legs past my hips, I'm pretty much out of his
You're
guard.
taking off his legs.
But you'll
taking
do
off your
with
pants.
Yes, I'm not taking off his pants. Wait.
Take off your legs.
I'm removing his legs
Mark, will you?
off of my
Which
hips.
sounds worse.
It's
Is
the
it-
similar. It's the similar motion.
As
As
if you
taking
were.
off your pants. Right?
What would you do it
Is
with the
there a
Kimura?
PG version? I feel like.
Can you do it with the
Take off your
Kimura
legs.
again?
No,
With
wait.
the Kimura?
Yeah.
So the,
That
The
doesn't
Kimura,
The Kimura.
the,
Sak,
the,
Sak
the last one.
Sak Cunningham
Yes.
likes that. Kimura, the Kimura. You guys know Sak Cunningham?
So this is again. This is way late. Jay gets up. He locks it up. His legs are crossed. I'm really deep into this already. So I step up. I grab my leg. I come this way. I stack them up. I lean forward. Now there is a little risk. I don't know if I should even mention it. There is a little risk on this side. There is a little risk on this side. As I start to post this leg, this is a little bit elevator sweep. So if Jay's hips start to run this way, I know he's going for the elevator sweep. If his hips start to run the other way, I know he's going for the Kimura. So sometimes as I block this leg and I post, I have to be mindful of that. If his hips start to run, like you're trying to do elevator sweep, I need to be mindful of that. But then right here, once his legs open up, maybe that's when I extend and then I go back towards the back.
Taking the pants.
But let's back to taking the pants. taking the legs up. He sits up, he locks it. All right, I block. I switch. He breaks the arm free on this side. I kind of posture up, I bring my legs close, and this is what he's talking about, where I'm taking his legs off my hips. I fall as I bring my hand to my chest, and then this is where I finish.
Good. Who asked the pants question?
We got
Sam?
it. Thanks.
Thanks,
So
Sam.
it doesn't mean you are gonna take the pants off.
No.
Not literally. Not literally.
I'm sorry. I should have been clear.
You got to social distance for that.
Should have been clear with that.
PG only here. Family channel.
PG only.
Let's do
So- Man, concept,
That was
right?
good.
You can apply that to any technique, And if you ever wonder what the defense is to any of the combatives' moves, right? Kimura, guillotine, rear naked choke.
Can't fit y'all.
I recommend to complete combatives,
Of course.
take your test,
Always.
enroll in Master Cycle and Blue Belt Stripe Run 1 curriculum is all of the defenses, or a lot of the defenses, to the combatives.
And they get caught like typically me when I transferred into masters, I got caught. With
You guys
arm
don't
bars,
fit.
Kimuras, and I had to ask. I was like, hey Jason, how do I prevent this? Or hey Marco, how do I prevent this? And there was similar things. First thing you need to do is, for instance, a Kimura. Don't put your hands here.
Yes.
Posture. You know, try to keep
I mean,
good base.
it's good to ask, right? if you don't know the defense. But what Jason is saying, sometimes you can figure things out on your own.
Because you know the technique.
If you know how to apply it, just stop the guy from doing what you would do if you were the attacker.
And when's the best time to play with this? It's not in a spar on a Friday night when the guy's going 100%. This is an agreement that you have on an open mat where you say, hey, let's work on this real quick. I want to work on that. I want to work on that Kimura defense that we learned the other day. I want to work on that triangle defense and break it down. Or let me see if I can come up with a defense to that collar choke or whatever.
Same as when combative students come and review their techniques, they can ask somebody in like a higher belt, like let me try to escape your guard or something.
Yeah, it's better to understand those steps slow and cooperative and not try to figure it out.
And it's good to get caught like that though too. You know what I mean? It's good to get caught because okay, I know after the fourth time you get caught by putting your hands in the mat. I'm getting caught with kimuras the fourth time. Now after the fifth time, I'm not putting my hands there.
And for me, I love to go for arm bars. And when people escape my arm bars, I don't get frustrated that they escaped my arm bars. I get fascinated and I'm going, okay, what do I need to do to prevent that from happening? What is he doing that's making this so effective? And I'm trying to learn from them at the same time. I'm going, all right, I'm trying to do this and he's doing that and it's working really, really well. Maybe I need to do that the next time I get caught in an arm bar.
Do you get the same feeling like here when somebody mounted him?
What was it?
Good.
How
Did
was
you
it?
say that when somebody mounted me, I feel that special feeling like Hero Gracie say that in the seminar.
Is he watching? Is Hero Gracie watching?
No, I don't think so.
Zach
But
Cunningham.
we're gonna be watching him
Oh, that's right. Saturday?
Saturday, 6 p.m.
Yes. Side
And
note.
I still haven't
Zach,
said it.
and I still winning those hero hoodies.
Hero hoodies? Oh, they're going to give some hero hoodies
I don't
away.
think so. Because they're gonna pick the winner
They'll
of
be
the
like,
hero hoodies.
they're going to be like Christian Garcia. No, he just won the gi.
Yes, I
And it's
mean,
going to look like there's favoritism. You know,
Exactly.
who is this guy? You know,
unless you donate the Gracie gi.
unless you donate the Gracie gi.
But if I win the
Quid pro quo.
You guys, time. Any
Man,
questions?
where does the time go?
That's it.
Dodgeball?
The episode dodgeball. Simon says, because when I post the video, the live Facebook, I say weapon defenses.
Oh.
Let me show 2 knife defenses, and then we wrap it up with that.
Yeah,
You guys agree?
let's do it.
So let's talk about knife defenses, okay? And there could be many attacks for knife defenses, of course. You guys, anytime somebody comes with a weapon, you run, right? And if he has a knife, maybe you can have a gun. That would be the best thing. If you don't have anything, run. But sometimes they come from behind, right? So you're here. This could be a good, a common attack, right? Somebody coming like this. Now, another thing when we talk about weapons is give them everything. Like, hey man, what do you want?
money.
Money, here, take it. You see that? Everything. Leave me alone.
Give me a Rolex.
Watch, Rolex, Rolex, car keys,
Rolex.
everything. Take everything. Right? My shoes, everything. You see, credit card.
Hero
everything.
hoodie.
The guy leaves, and I don't get killed, right? And then, good. Money is you can make it later. You see that? But when would you use this technique? When would you use this? When would you use a technique like this?
He's trying to take you somewhere.
When he's trying to take my life instead of, you see that? So last worst case scenario, then you think about doing something like this. See that? Amen. Sorry, hands up. Always, hey, I'm sorry. Like always, right? Play like vulnerable, right? Sometimes appearing to be defenseless is part of the technique, right? Appearing to be vulnerable, like, man, I'm sorry. I'll give you everything, right? Look, 1, 2. But these hands, they come quick. They don't come too predictable, right? So I'm like, man, I'm sorry. Boom, right here. Look what I'm doing right now. Wrist, an arm here. Look at the weapon. Come to my neck. Cut my neck. See that? Like I'm securing it against my chest. And this weapon is a little bit out like that, right? So I don't want him to come to my neck again. And then 2 steps. 1, 2.
Oh.
Like that. Okay? And then you escape out here. Boom, you grab, you kick, you run, you push, you're out. Okay? So, one more time.
Hey, come over here.
Hey man.
Give me all your money.
Hey, yes. Money, I'll give it to you. But if you say I'm gonna kill you, whatever.
I'm gonna kill you today.
Yes,
Like,
man.
you know.
Boom. Okay? You have to practice a few of these. Master Halson has us like, boom, boom, practice. Hey man, sorry, boom. Yeah, always talking to the guy, right? Always looking in his eye. Hey man, I'm sorry. Don't look at me. Okay, sorry. Boom. Here. See, always the distraction, right? You never go like this. Hey man, you're like too predictable. See that? So you have to be very like, yes, like, hey man, I'm sorry. Boom. Right? Come to my neck. Come to my neck. Can't cut to my neck again from here. See? So you're like that. Hey man, please, I'm sorry.
Man, I'm gonna kill you today. Did you like the owner?
Right? The steps here are very in base. 1, 2. In base. Like 1, 2. Okay? And there could be an option of you stabbing the guy with his own knife. Hey,
Come on, man. Give me. Yeah, I don't want your money. I want your life.
now here, look. 1, 2. Here he can get stabbed with his own knife, but I wouldn't get too like fixed on this here, right? Like, if on the way out he gets stabbed, then that's okay. But my main thing is just to escape, right? And just run. It's not like you are trying to like stab him with his own knife, like 5 stabbing. See, you just gonna try to get underneath, but on the way he gets stabbed.
Or not stop, but like cut.
Cut. Yeah, so here, solo demo, by myself. Here, talk, right? First, give everything, right? Give your money, give everything. Now, if your life is on the line, hey, please, right? Hey, please, sorry. Escape your head, out, okay? One more, last one, and then we close, is the knife coming like this, okay? As if they're gonna stab you like that, okay? So always talk to the guy, please, I'm sorry. No, man. That's the idea, okay? So you're like this, right? Man, I'm sorry. See, when you talk to the guy, this hand, look at this hand. 1, 2. See? It's not this direct.
I can see it.
Yes, he can see it from here, right? Is that you hide it
Yeah,
first,
I can see from here. I don't see the hand.
right? It's almost like you're like, man, I'm sorry.
Don't look at me.
And it's like magicians, right? You wanted to see something, so they hide the trick, right? Magicians do that, right? They oh, look at here, and then they're doing something on this side, right? So what the idea is to hide his hand, is to look at them, right? So you go, hey man, I'm
Hey, don't
sorry.
look at me.
So he's looking at my eyes, he didn't see this hand coming down here. Hey man, I'm
Don't look
sorry.
at me.
Now it's too close for this, right? Now at this point, there's gonna be struggle, this comes, and then you create a wrist lock, right here, right? And man, from there, you're out. Man, I'm sorry.
Don't look at me.
Right, in base, right, and keep the knife, right. So if he doesn't let go, what do you feel here?
You're gonna break my wrist.
Go to the ground. Go to the ground. Yes. See that? This hurt his wrist. Boom. Kick him. Right. Run. Get the knife. You run from there. Last one. One more. Hey.
Don't look
Hey,
at me.
man, sorry. Right. Boom. Kick him. Right. Run. Cool. Awesome. Because I posted on the video as weapon defenses. So I show you 2. People sometimes don't think that Jiu-Jitsu has weapon defenses, right? like Master Halson for your black belt test. And for what I know, most Gracies, they're gonna test you on the weapon because it's part of Elio Gracie program.
Which ones, hermano? Which weapons?
Club, knife, and gun, right? Maybe in future videos, we're gonna talk about gun defenses, right? And it's on the back, on the front, on the face, on the stomach, right? Different ways to neutralize an attacker with a weapon. Cool. Another thing people don't think is that Jiu-Jitsu has wrist locks. Wrist locks are more related to
Like Aikido?
Aikido, right? But yes, in Jiu-Jitsu there's a lot of wrist locks. Maybe we should talk about wrist locks in Jiu-Jitsu, maybe in a future class. Yes, maybe I'll go more in. Yes. He's already tapping from those wrist locks. And the wrist locks is used also for disarming weapons.
Even on the ground, we have wrist locks too.
Ground wrist locks, man, wrist locks from everywhere. Although for sparring, I don't like to use them so much. I don't know you.
Sometimes, if it's there, it's just I do a little like, oh, there. But sometimes
Because they don't. Let's talk about it later. Wrist lock. That's a good.
It's
Just
better
talking
not to
about
die.
this. Give us an idea for a future talk about wrist locks. Thank you guys for watching. And are we gonna give away?
raffle?
giveaway.
Raffle.
Nobody's been writing
Anybody
down
put the names down?
the names of who's watching. I haven't been
Nobody's
writing.
watching.
I haven't been
The
writing
first
down.
person to comment.
Well,
Like the 30 seconds, favorite technique? Name, favorite technique.
Name.
Favorite tech, or it's going to be their name on the comments. So
Let's do
just
tomorrow.
tomorrow?
I mean, yeah,
Tomorrow, guys.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't
because
have
we
the-
I tried.
messed it up already.
we have to get. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
We'll do tomorrow for sure, guys. And then hopefully tomorrow we have a yoga class, virtual yoga
nice.
class.
Nice.
I talked to Brenda. She cannot be here, but she's gonna send us a video,
Yeah, her husband's flying too much.
and then we're gonna do all together with her virtually. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're safe and have fun.
Bye.